Okay. Hi everybody, Alex Deployer from Expert Forex, and in this video we're going to be talking about the most important setting there is that occurs in every single trade that a manual or a robot trader does, and it can make the difference between you making millions and blowing your account. And I'm going to show you a really good example of somebody who has produced 1,400% return in 30 days using this concept that I'm going to show you. So as mentioned before, every single transaction that you do as a trader has this setting in it. And it is so important, and we regularly on our support desk get complaints that, oh, the robot's not performing well or my technique is not working, and we say, okay, send us your trading records. And the minute the trader does that, the first thing that they have got wrong is this particular setting. So it's important that you focus on getting this particular setting as appropriate as possible. But firstly, let's have a look at what causes this setting to be abused or misused or totally used incorrectly. Firstly, there's the greed aspect. Traders want to make as much money as quickly as possible. So the greed takes over and they really push the setting to its limit. Secondly, there's ignorance. A lot of people, because they're trading demo accounts, do not pay attention to the setting. They just trade randomly, and the minute they start trading a real account, they don't know how to manage this particular setting. So ignorance plays a big role, and it's not only beginners that fail at this one. I have seen experienced traders making fundamental mistakes with this particular setting. Then there's also the gambling instinct, which is similar to greed but slightly different, where traders will start gambling with this particular setting to make money quickly. And then related to that is impatience. A lot of traders are so impatient. They want to make their fortune as quickly as possible, and then they push this particular setting to its limits. And it's a very delicate setting. You can blow your account or you can make millions if you get the setting right. And then there's the lack of focus. And traders focus on the wrong things when they're trading. They focus and they get to a point where it's almost paralysis from analysis. They're looking at these indicators and that thing and the direction and all kinds of things, and they lose focus. Okay, so let's have a look at which setting it is that occurs with every single transaction you make, but that traders mess up all the time. And as I said, experienced traders get this wrong as well as beginners. Now, I want you to think about what the setting could be. Could it be the direction? Could it be the size of the stop? Could it be the size of the target? If you get those things wrong badly, it can cause problems in the short term. But this setting is a much bigger setting. It's a much more important setting. It's the most underestimated setting that there is. So let's have a look at what that setting is. But before that, I want you to just think about it and think what that setting could be. Have you had enough time? Have you written down or thought what that setting could be? It's coming up in the next slide. Okay, the setting is the position size setting, or also called the volume setting or the lot sizing setting. In other words, how much of your account or what size transaction do you want to enter? And as you can see here on the screen here, we've got for manual trading, the first question they ask is which currency do you want to trade? And then the second question is what volume do you want to use to trade that setting? Now that is a very critical setting, because if your number is too big, you are going to blow your account if you get things wrong. And if your number is too small, well, it's not a bad thing if it's too small. So if you want to make a mistake, go for small rather than big. Big is like a magnifying glass. It magnifies your losses, but it will also magnify your profits. And then in robot trading, as this example says, we've got this particular setting occurs on all EAs. You can either set your settings according to a percentage of your account, or you can put a specific size in. So those settings, as I've mentioned before, occur with every transaction that you will make as a trader. Now, there are certain formulas that you can use. For instance, when I started, they said you must never risk more than 2% of your account on any one trade. And therefore, you have to look at the size of your account and then work out what position size 2% of your account represents. So there's a little formula that you can use to do that, and they're generally available at pretty easy maths to do that kind of thing. So you can use that approach. There's also other approaches, and I will review these approaches in a future video. But firstly, I want to show you a robot that we have created that only uses lot sizing or volume or position sizing as the critical way of making profits. So the Profit Retriever was specifically written to use lot sizing or position sizing or volume again to drive profits. And as you can see on the screen, it makes profits no matter which way the price moves. So direction doesn't play a role, stops don't play a role, targets play a small role in this particular EA. But the main way it makes money is by position sizing its deals in creative ways. Now, we're currently running a competition for the Profit Retriever, and let's have a look at what the potential is for this Profit Retriever. And as you can see, here's a chart of the leaders on your screen, and the leader at the moment has made 1,400% return in roughly 30 days of trading. Now, that is phenomenal, and all that person did was use creative lot sizing to create that particular income. And looking at the results even more closely, here's the leaders' results. They started on the 30th of June with $10,000 and have now increased it to $151,000 with a very small carrying loss and a very nice closed profit. So they have really created a fantastic return of over 1,400%. Now let's have a look at how the Profit Retriever changes the lot sizing to create great returns. Now the strategy I'm going to show you is a very good one, and it does produce good results. It may not be the strategy that the leader is using at the moment. But why I want to show you this is to give you a feel of how the Profit Retriever uses lot sizing to make lots of money. So what will happen is you'll enter a deal, and it's fairly random the direction that you enter the deal. That's not the most important thing of trading the Profit Retriever. But if the deal goes successfully, you will cash in the full profit for that particular deal. But if it goes negative, you will open more deals to offset the losses that you have made with the first deal. And how will you do that? So on your screen again is the position sizing element of the Profit Retriever, and what it is basically saying, it says I'm going to start the first deal that I trade with 0.08 lots. 0.08 lots, that's great. Then what's going to happen, I'm going to change the size by 80%. So the next deal, if it is negative, will be 80% of my initial deal. Then the next deal will be 80% of that deal. So your lot sizing will go down, down, down. And then it will go down, according to these settings, right to 0.02 lots. It will go down from 0.08 lots down to 0.02 lots. Then, when it reaches that point, it will start increasing the lots. So then it reaches phase 2 of the trading, and it will start increasing the lots by 150%. So suddenly the lots will start going up and up and up, and then it will stop the increasing when it reaches 0.08 lots again. So it start. Now, this is just an example. You can vary this. You can increase it in the beginning and decrease it later on. You can only increase the lots. You can only decrease the lots. So there's hundreds of strategies that you can use to trade the profit retriever. This is a pretty good one, but there are hundreds, and they all have a good chance of working. But this gives you an idea of how you can make profits, not worrying about the direction, not worrying about the size of your stops, but by sheerly focusing on position sizing. Now, I hope you've enjoyed this video, and I hope you've realized the importance of position sizing or lot sizing or volume sizing in your own personal trading, and also the importance of that particular setting. As we've seen with the profit retriever, direction doesn't really matter, stop sizes don't matter, targets are not that important, but you can make a lot of money just focusing on position sizing. As I said, I will make a video going into position sizing in a little bit more detail in the future, but this was just an introduction to just possibly change the way that you're thinking about your trading, where you might be over focusing on direction and forgetting that there are more ways of skinning a cat. You can make a lot of money using more creative mathematical and statistical ways. So from me, Alex du Plooy, cheerio.